It is June 16th, I believe. So we got a bunch of stuff started. Every time we start something, 2 weeks later, we got to get it in the ground. Some onions, some cowpeas, or I don't know what in the world anymore. Tons of bush beans. And I've always been growing them in socks. And that was just an experiment, and it was fantastic. The example is, here's I guess what you call a larger sock. So I use these socks. I love them. I switched over to these for a minute, and now I'm trying something a little different. So every one of these is bush bean. Every one of these is bush bean, and you can notice that out of this whole pile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 are up, and out of this entire pile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are up. But I also did it a different way that I've seen other people do, and that's with sand. So in this one, you can tell what failed. They're green. They got too wet. But out of, say there's 20 here, say there's 20 here, you can tell the difference that 4 out of 20, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 out of 20. Not bad. It's probably more than 20, but you know what I mean. But what makes the sand so neat is that you can transplant them almost immediately. So I got my little medium here. Bubba, can you give me the garden hose, please? Is it on? Perfect. Bring it.
Hi guys.
What?
I said hi guys.
Let's switch it to shower. One-handed stuff sucks. Let's give it a little bit of water. So this is all play sand. You buy it at any big hardware store. I got a hole drilled halfway so that this is water. You can see the roots actually here. But what makes this so neat, I need more water. Ooh. Sorry for the terrible video. But I don't have very much time to get this done. What makes this neat is sand is very porous. So and this is all one-handed. Once they pop up, you got to give them a pretty good soaking because they're used to the moisture. Any water that is too full just comes out that little weep hole. Give it plenty of water so it soaks it up. It's used to water. You don't want to shock those seeds too hard. And I just got to make sure that they're always in water. That's it. I mean, I'm using less. I mean, say these all failed. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of dirt. It's a waste of space, and I'm limited on space. But here, you can see the actual results. You can just, once they get about maybe this tall, this tall, this tall, you can pluck them out. And because it's sand, it just comes right up. Once you do about half of them or most of them, you can drop another seed in there and get it going. And you keep it going. And the more of these you got, I've got a few more that I'm going to do. And so far, it's worked with everything else I've done. I love it. It's almost as good as the socks, or even better. Pluck them. You saw how easy that was. Put them in there. Keep them soaked for a day or two, and then they can go back to the normal watering. I hope this helps you. I mean, it's summer's almost over. Summer solstice is almost here. But this will give me a jump start on catching up to everything else that I've been catching up. Like in here, they've been growing for quite a while and they just don't get big. But here, for some crackhead reason, this was planted 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 4 days ago. Saw how 4 days ago and 4 days ago, same results. Bush bean. So I'm going to try it with a few other seeds, see if I have the same results, and I'll let you know. By the way, this is my $200 grow house. in one of my videos I said, you know, your neighbors can be assets or they can be liabilities, and unless you meet them, you won't know. Well, this greenhouse plastic came from one neighbor, and the PEX, or not the PEX, the PVC pipe came from that same neighbor. The door came from another neighbor, and they just gifted me stuff. And some of this lumber came off of other neighbors' yards. The gravel came from another neighbor's yard. He was just clearing it up, so I took it. Had a tractor at the time. Still do. But I was able to build this entire system, this whole house. I believe it's 12 by 10 for $200, and that just paid for some of the paint, the screws, and the pressure-treated lumber that is the perimeter of it. I wish I could have gotten some quarter mesh wire for the ground, because I've noticed I've got a rodent digging in here, so I have to keep everything off the ground. But again, your neighbors are assets or liabilities, and unless you get to know them, you won't know which one or other. You don't want to find out if your neighbor's a liability when the shit hits the fan. You want to know before. So, double message there. Neighbors, liabilities. This is, in OK system, this is what everyone uses, but as you can see, not everything pops up. Here, the results are visible. You just can't argue with results. I've had a few requests on making a whole new video for Black Diesel, and I'm going to make a new one. The last one's 3 or 4 years old. It's got about, I don't know, 20,000 views. It's an okay video. Audio was terrible. It's when I first started YouTube. It was actually my second video made. So I'm in the process of getting a little bit more equipment, dirt cheap, on the budget. And maybe in a week or two I'll do the video with the class, and we'll post that up in about another week or two after that, after I do some editing. And just keep prepping. Prep accordingly. You what?
The mean guys, the big guys.
Oh, the rooster?
Yeah, they keep attacking the little guys.
You're saving them?
Yeah.
All right.
That's what they do.
Prep accordingly.